So I found an old computer lying around the place, Latitude D530. It used to run Windows XP back in the days. This computer has a Core 2 Duo processor and it has 2 gigs of RAM. A computer like this can't run the latest Windows 11 that would be. So in Windows terms, this computer would be obsolete. But guess what? I found a software that can run on almost any older computers, just like this one. It's called freebsd. I have downloaded it and installed it on this laptop, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I first downloaded the base system, and that comes without a desktop environment. And then after that, I downloaded and installed XFCE desktop, and it is running fine on this old dinosaur. FreeBSD. So this FreeBSD system is a Unix-like operating system, similar to Linux, but it is not Linux. To me, it's more wonderful than Linux. You would have to give it a try. So there it is, booting up, and while it is booting up, it is telling you what is going on. If there was a problem, it would show it on the screen. So let's see what it is doing. Okay, and there it says log in. So I'm going to log in. Password. And I'm logged in. As you can see, I'm logged in. Now, I set it up this way. I didn't want it to load to a greeter. I wanted it to stay like this because sometimes I like to work in the TTY console as it is and not use a desktop environment. But I've installed a desktop environment and it's XFCE. XFCE is on this right now, and I'm going to start it up via StartX. So all I have to do is STRT XFCE4, and that would start up XFCE. I set it up this way because I didn't want it to just load the desktop environment. I want it to stay like this so that I can sometimes work like this, and when I'm ready for the desktop, I would start it up. So if I press enter, it would start the XFCE desktop. Enter. And there you are. It is starting the desktop environment. It's going to take a little time to load. Remember, this is 2 gigs of RAM. It's not a fast computer. But this computer would have been thrown away otherwise. So why not do something with it? You know, keep landfill clean. So there you are, a beautiful XFCE desktop. Isn't that wonderful? So getting some of the settings. So this is settings. Internet, Firefox is already installed. Multimedia, audio mixer, celluloid, MPV media player, simple screen recorder, and VLC. That's what's been loaded on this system. Now this is a vanilla, what they call a vanilla FreeBSD system. It doesn't have a GUI. If you're going to download some kind of software from the internet, it doesn't carry a GUI. You would have to do something like, let me show you. If you were going to download something, let me get a terminal. This is a terminal. Now you would load the terminal like that, and you would suppose I wanted to search for a particular software. I wanted to know whether or not it is available in the repository. What I would do is to perform a little task like this. I would say pkg search, and then the software. What would I search for? How about mix? M-I-X-X, mix. And it's going to search and tell me if it's available in the repository. Enter. And there it is. It says that it is a DJ mixing application. Right. And I could download it if I wanted to. Now, if I wanted to do, I forgot to mention duas. Now, if I were going to download something, I would have to be in root. I would have to su root, and it would ask me for my password, and I would, and then I would be in root. So I have root privilege, and therefore I can download. So if I said I'm not going to install this software, I'm just going to show you how to install it. So remember, vanilla FreeBSD doesn't have a GUI, a graphical interface to install software. You have to do it via the terminal, and it's not hard. Watch, if you watch and see, you'll see that it's not hard. Now, I'm in as root, and I am going to show you how to install Mix. So I would, since I'm in root, all I have to do now is pkg install Mix. That's a formula. pkg install Mix. And if I press the enter, it would check the repository to see if everything was up to date, and then it would still check in the repository. Now it is going to tell me how much space I'm going to need for this transaction. So fetching data, pkg, it's stalled. I'm using Wi-Fi connection on this, and sometimes my Wi-Fi connection is not good, and that is one of the reasons why it's stalled. So it started again. It stalled again. So I'm going to actually, let's see. This is just fetching the data. It's not going to install Mix. It always asks me whether or not I want to continue. So let's see. Very slow. It's 15 to 17%. It's going to take too long. Let's kill this. And by killing it, to stop this process, I say Control C, and it will stop. And if I wanted to return to, you get the idea how to install. Alright, so if I wanted to return to a regular user, because right now I'm in as root user, I would say return, and enter, and I would be back at a regular user. Now, as a regular user, I do not have root privilege. Now, what I did was to install doas. Now, doas is a command that gives you the privilege to do things as a root user, right? Without being in root, actually. So after I install doas, you have to configure the doas configuration file, and before it would work. So if I wanted to do something that would require root user privilege, I would have to say doas and then install all right, let me show you without using doas what would happen. If I just said pkg install the mix, look what would happen. So it is saying that I have insufficient privileges to install packages. But if I said doas, let me show you. If I said do as pkg install so yes, do as pkg install mix, it would ask me for the password. So it is showing me that it would go ahead after I have entered the password. So let's enter the password. And you see it is carrying out the action. Because my Wi-Fi is not it's not fast enough right now. The location that I'm at, it's moving rather slow, and you can see 0% stall. So let's stop it. So I stop it, and then to clear up all of that, I would say unclear it, and then I would exit out of the console and back to the desktop. So just a little demonstration about how freebsd works, right? And it is working properly on this old Dell Latitude D530. So it is something for you to check out. FreeBSD, wonderful software, and you get to install it the way you like rather than have it configured, you know, out of the box. Something like Windows or Mac. So you get to install this your own way. And when I want to shut it down, I actually use a terminal as well too. And I would say, if I said power off, enter. Now look at what is happening. The system is powering down. It is shutting down. Okay, so there goes my BSD system. If you would like me to give you instructions on how to install this software, just drop something in the comment, and I will certainly load a video with such instructions. Okay, see you around.